Everyone, back to Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with my thought of the day. No rants this one. It's all about a possibly outgoing player. Miggy Almiron could soon be Miggy Almigone. Yeah, that's a nice little play on words there for everybody. Hope you enjoyed that one. Puntastic. Typical dad joke. Anyway, moving back to Miggy Almiron. Yes, so the story goes is that Miggy Almiron could definitely be out of the football club very, very soon to create headroom, as Darren Neal said, or whatever it may be. And there's been lots of talk about Miggy online, on social media. Prominent YouTubers doing videos about Miggy Almiron, a little bit tongue-in-cheek as well, that must be said. I think some people have got a little bit out of control with it. But let's just break this down, okay? So Miggy Almiron has been at Newcastle for a fair few years now. He's amassed 195 appearances in that time, 30 goals and only 11 assists. Now, despite the fact he seems like a lovely bloke, he really, really does. Always smiling, probably lights up a room every time he comes in. Really lovely fella. Never learned English, I don't think, since he's been here. Probably can speak it, just doesn't speak it in public. But seems like a really nice fella. His teammates all love him and all that. He runs himself into the ground. There's no doubt about that. And when it came to Eddie Howe's high-pressing, intense game, I think Miggy was perfectly suited for it. You know, what he lacked in end product, he made up for endeavour and energy and everything else. But it's come to the point now, really, I think, where Newcastle United have to raise funds to bring players in because of the wonderful pair of handcuffs that's FFP. You've got to look at your sellable assets. Get on a Kieran Trippier in a minute. But Miggy Almiron is a sellable asset in terms of somebody will give you anywhere between 20 to 30 million from it. If you can get that money for a lad who's only got 11 assists and 195 appearances, you take that money. I'm sorry, you do. Doesn't matter how much he fucking smiles and runs around, you take that money. Miggy Almiron is a player with limitations. And let's get it right. You know, it doesn't matter how much you love him, how many great memories he's given you in the time that he's been here. He's a player of limitations. He's a player where Newcastle were not where we want to be. Now, there's a whole mixed bag going on of kind of clash of opinions about what Newcastle United should be doing in the transfer market. You know, everybody's excited about buying for tomorrow. Other people are worried because we're not buying for today. And other people are in the middle wondering, you know, why we're doing one and not doing the other. That's where I sit, right in the middle. You got to do both. You got to get youth for the next generation and to get round FFP like we've done with this kid from City. And then you've also got to buy players for the now to enhance your squad that's threadbare and is being exposed through injuries and suspensions. So I think you have to do a bit of both, really. But it is a struggle for the football club at the minute, thanks to the financial restraints that are on them. But going back to Miggy Almiron, you know, my opinion on Miggy is this, really. He's wound me up and he's wound everybody up, let's be honest with you. Get it right. Newcastle fans all around the world, he's wound you up, the bloke, right? He's as one-footed as a fucking flamingo. You know, he missed a chance from one fucking yard because he wouldn't use his wrong foot against AC Milan. Could it have turned the game? Who knows? It might have done, but he didn't do it. But he grafts his nuts off, there's no doubt about that. You can have players with more ability who coast in and out of games. Look at Moussa Diaby, for example, Aston Villa. Started like a house on fire, started coasting in and out of games now. Great quality when he's got the ball, can wrap in a shot from 40 yards, skin a player, create an assist, but he doesn't run enough. Miggy runs all day long, but quite often those runs don't turn into anything. He runs and he runs and he runs and he runs, and then nothing. He tucks back and he looks to pass it to Kieran Trippier. He can't cross with that right foot. You know, the end product is not there. He pops it with the odd worldie now and again, and he goes in a little purple patch, and everybody forgets about his limitations as a player, and they all get a little bit wound up about how integral he is to the starting 11. The top and bottom of it is with Miggy Almiron is we should have sold him in the summer. His stock was never as higher as it was in the summer. He just got us to 4th place, Champions League. We should have sold him then, cashed in and bought better players, and we could have spread it over the course of the contract in the amortization, you know, process that's done now that everybody knows about. I mean, good God, when did we have to become financial fucking experts rather than football fans? It drives me at the fucking wall, it really does. Everyone quoting fucking FFP, you know, rhetoric to you like a paragraph, subsection, something or other. Fucking hell. Anyway, going back to Miggy Almiron. So, you know, yes, he's done well for the football club in the time that he's been here, but his time is up. His time is up. We need to move on. We need to progress. We need to buy better. And that's what we need to do with this money. So I say thank you to Miggy for everything that he's done, not just saving us from relegation, getting us to Champions League, you know, even under the Bruce era and the Rafa era and stuff like that. He has popped up at occasional moments and done good things for the club, and he deserves a bit of respect and a well done. Thanks, Miggy. Off you pop. But it's time to upgrade. It's time to buy better. We don't need to cry about this. Kieran Trippier, on the other hand, is slightly different. Way more integral to the side than Miggy Almiron. Is the assist king. He's got more assists in half the games than Miggy. He's a right back, so that tells you everything you need to know about that. But it looks like Bayern Munich are coming back with another bid for Kieran Trippier, and it makes you wonder, you know, obviously Trippier clearly wants to go, because they wouldn't keep coming back for bids if the player didn't show an interest in go. And I think there's a lot more to this behind the scenes, you know, with all those rumours off the pitch and everything else. I'd be shocked not to see Kieran Trippier leave Newcastle this January transfer window. I'm not as upset about that because we've got Tino Livramento behind him. Kraft can fill in. Harris Nashby is there doing good bits at Swansea. You know, Lewis Hall's in reserve for left back and everything else as well. So we're not as, you know, grossly underplayed there. But if you lose Trippier for his assists, his corners and everything else, we need somebody to step up. Bruno's going to have to step up and start getting more assists, or we bring in a new player that has those assists. You know, had we brought in someone like Ward-Prowse in the summer, it would have been an issue selling Trippier because you just put Ward-Prowse on all the set pieces and job done. Had Sandro Tonali not been suspended for 10 months, you'd put Sandro Tonali on set pieces, but we don't have those options. So it'd be interesting to see what happens and what Newcastle do and how the style of play changes if Kieran Trippier does leave this window, which I think is looking like he might very well do. But in terms of Miggy, thanks for everything you've done, son. Enjoy wherever you go, Saudi or wherever. I'm sure you'll have a nice little spell there, banging a few goals, maybe retire in the MLS or Paraguay. But let us know in the comments below what you think about Miggy Almiron. We always like to hear from you. Smash a comment in. Let's engage and have a chat about football. Let's not be little troll wanks. We'll just flick you if that's the case, which I've had a few of them recently as well. We don't have many, but we've had a few. So have a great day wherever you are, everyone. Let's see what happens at the end of this transfer window. We'll be back to do a review, I'm sure, if it's been a shit window, and I certainly won't hold back on that because that's not what we do here. Have a good day, everyone. Smash subscribe, like, and we'll catch you later. Cheers, bye.